Safety Corps. This was one of IBB's most enduring legacies, a hallmark of visionary leadership. IBB strengthened basic primary education and established federal universities of science and technology and polytechnics. He also launched a national nomadic education program. IBB created the National War College, slimmed down the military, built new barracks, and prepared the military for civilian rule. To stem the tide of election rigging and ballot box stuffing and snatching, IBB adopted the open ballot system, popularly called Option A4. With Option A4, IBB defined and entrenched transparency in the electoral process. Millions of Nigerians lined up to support the system.
But as at now, and given our peculiar political history, we wanted to restore confidence in the selection process as a means of change of leadership.
Candidates were chosen from ward level up to the national primaries, and all you needed to compete as a presidential candidate was a fee of 1,000 naira.
When the Option A4 was first muted by the government, people didn't like it. But today is what everybody requires for many reasons. One, it affords every Nigerian the opportunity to have a go at the presidential race. And secondly, it allows the voters also to make their own choice. So today is the best we have in our democratic system.
I realize that the A4 option is an opportunity to bring the candidates down to the grassroots in the most inexpensive manner. And it also caters for the problems we had when we had direct primaries. So I felt that A4 was good, less expensive, and yet it makes the candidate to go to the grassroots and speak to the people and they know them.
IBB also established the Center for Democratic Studies, which organized seminars to educate politicians. On the diplomatic front, IBB restored diplomatic relations with Israel, thus paving the way for Nigerian Christians to make pilgrimages to Jerusalem. At the United Nations, IBB called for the need to reward African democracy. As a mark of his support to dismantle apartheid, Nelson Mandela visited IBB, making Nigeria his first official visit when he was released after 27 years in jail. The last apartheid president of South Africa, Frederick de Klerk, also visited Nigeria. IBB fought to ensure a peaceful West African sub-region. There was a civil war in Liberia. In December 1989, Liberia's president, Samuel Doe, was killed. ECOMO was put in place, led by Nigeria. IBB contributed 7,000 soldiers to the peacekeeping force. IBB established a commission of mass mobilization for social and economic recovery, MAMSA.
Babangida established a social mobilization program which brought out certain forces that counterbalanced arbitrariness.
What we are really putting in place is something that the people wanted themselves.
The Directorate for Social Mobilization, or MAMSA, was set up to educate people about the new political agenda. The idea is that given time, the new politics will become part of the thinking of every Nigerian.
MAMSA was to raise the political awareness of the average Nigerian. Before the IBB era, Nigeria was an economic pariah nation, operating a cash-and-carry economy. The nation was solely dependent on oil and petroleum exports. This led to the introduction of a structural adjustment program. This heralded the introduction of liberal economic policies. Between 1985 and 1993, there was economic stability. By 1991, and for the first time since the Civil War, Nigerian farmers grew enough produce to feed the nation. The Directorate for Food, Roads and Rural Infrastructure, DFRI, was the first comprehensive rural development initiative of the Nigerian nation.
Now, if you provide water in the village, the time they would usually spend to go look for water would then be invested in productive activities, which is agriculture.
It was not designed to work as a government ministry, but rather as a people-oriented, people-propelled program. It was an integrated initiative designed to empower the average rural dweller. In the 2011 elections, it is obvious that IBB is the man, the calf.